The man in this video, controversial multimillionaire and trading expert Jeff Clark, is no stranger to extreme market conditions. Bull markets, bear markets, you name it, even volatile times like we're facing right now, Jeff has been successfully showing others how to profit through them all. From the dot-com collapse in 2000 and the financial crisis of '08 to the coronavirus market crash in 2020, Jeff has delivered over 800 winners. But he hasn't done it the usual way. His investment method is different. Some say it's unusual, even controversial, because it ignores 99% of the advice you hear from the so-called experts out there. But thanks to his contrarian investment strategy, Jeff was able to go from being born on a farm in Kansas to achieving financial freedom at the young age of 42, joining the ranks of the top 1% of wealthy Americans. And for the past 36 years, he's been sharing this secret with over 170,000 regular people, showing them how to retire wealthy too. People like Brad J., who says he recorded a profit of $40,000 one week and another $50,000 the week before that, thanks to Jeff's recommendations. Or Jerry R., who says he went on to make over $300,000 by following Jeff's method. From school teachers to doctors and everything in between, Jeff showed them how to use his method to capture 10, 20, even 30 years worth of gains in as little as a few weeks, days, even hours, and in all market conditions. But today, Jeff is putting his entire multi-million-dollar reputation on the line, going against the mainstream consensus again. In a moment, he is going to reveal his most controversial investment method yet. It involves Bitcoin. It takes 3 seconds to execute, and it could let you generate gains as high as 660%, 810%, even 1,925% from Bitcoin within days, right in your regular stock brokerage account. No crypto wallets, no crypto exchange, no previous experience needed. Jeff calls it the 3-second Bitcoin flip trade, because this method works whether Bitcoin skyrockets to $100,000 or crashes to $10,000. In fact, Jeff believes that once you learn this unusual Bitcoin move, it could change the way you think about investing in cryptocurrencies forever. And for this reason, Jeff has flown down to Miami to appear at the biggest crypto event of the year, in which he's going to conduct a live demonstration. He'll show you exactly how this brand new way of making money from Bitcoin works. If you're curious about crypto, thinking about investing, or even if you're a seasoned pro, do not buy a single coin until you watch this exclusive demonstration. Here he is, Jeff Clark, live from Miami.
Hi, I'm Jeff Clark. I'm here in sunny Miami, the crypto capital of the world. And behind me, you see the Miami Beach Convention Center, currently hosting the biggest crypto event of the year, which means that right now, I'm probably the only person in a 20-mile radius who doesn't have a crypto wallet and has never used a crypto exchange. The great thing is, I don't need that. Because today, I want to show you something maybe just a little bit crazy. In just a moment, I'm going to take you inside that building where I'm going to conduct a wild Bitcoin experiment. Specifically, I'm going to test out a simple but little known crypto move, something most people have never even heard of, and I'm going to use it to invest in Bitcoin without touching a crypto wallet or using a crypto exchange or any other complicated technology. This unusual crypto move is so new, I bet many of the Bitcoin enthusiasts that are over here in Miami don't know it even exists, let alone know how to profit from it. But I'm happy to show them my secret. Because it's possible to make 3 times, 5 times, maybe even 10 times your money or more from Bitcoin using it this way. In fact, using this brand new crypto move, it's possible to make a profit even when Bitcoin goes down. Now, I've never done this experiment in public before, so I'm not sure what's about to happen. I mean, it's possible I might get laughed at and then kicked out of the conference. Hopefully nobody calls security, but it's okay if they do, because I'm happy to show the guards how this works too. Because what I'm about to show you is unlike anything even the guards have seen. Now, like I mentioned, I don't have a crypto wallet or a crypto exchange account, and I don't plan to set them up now either. All I need is a smartphone with my brokerage account on it, and I'm ready to go. So come on, let's join the wild Bitcoin crowd that's inside this building and see how it goes. I'm here with Jackson, who is a crypto investor for a year now, am I right?
About a year.
Okay.
So I actually just got my first Bitcoin. I invested $10,000 just a couple weeks ago.
$10,000 all at once.
Yeah, we are a crypto arb firm.
So I'm here with Margot. Margot has been involved in crypto Bitcoin for 2.5 years now, you said, okay. So David, how long have you been investing in Bitcoin?
2017.
2015?
Now tell me a little bit about it. When you first bought crypto, what did you have to do?
I think I started with Coinbase.
Okay.
So I downloaded Coinbase and then had to verify all my information and stuff,
Okay.
and then started there. I didn't really know what I was investing in, but started small.
So I went to Coinbase. I actually thought it would be smooth because Coinbase is, easy now, but it was not easy. I had to, I couldn't get my money wired over because my bank account name is slightly different than the name I used on that account, so I had to keep waiting. It took a couple weeks and the price kept going up, so it was kind of frustrating.
A couple days.
So it took you a couple of
Took a
days.
little
So
while.
if you wanted to buy crypto right at that moment, you had to wait a couple of days to get it all
Couple of
set up.
days.
And we all pulled out our phones and started getting onto Coinbase.
Downloading the app.
Downloading
and
the
doing all that
app,
sort of stuff.
and then you set up your bank, and then you connect it with your bank, and then you have to add dollars, and then you could buy Bitcoin.
Okay, that sounds like 5 more steps than I would be able to do.
Tell me your way, brother. Tell me your way.
All right, what if I told you there's a way to trade Bitcoin without any of that hassle?
I
You
would
can do it
be,
in about 3 seconds. You decide you want to buy it, or maybe you don't want to buy it, whatever it is. You decide you want to make the trade, you can do it in 3 seconds.
I would
help?
be intrigued. I'm
All
very
right.
intrigued.
What do you do when you think crypto's going lower?
Going lower, I just hold.
And if it goes lower, do you know of any way to profit on that?
Some things.
Like what?
If it goes lower,
Yeah.
buy more.
Oh, okay, so you don't actually profit as it falls,
No,
but you
just
take
keep
advantage to do
stacking.
that. Okay.
I'm kind of a hodler.
Okay, but there's no way that you can make money if it falls?
If it falls, sometimes I'll transfer Bitcoin over to another coin if I see another coin has better prospects, but I've kind of noticed like crypto as a whole kind of follows like the same
Moves to the
trend.
same direction.
Yeah.
But I'm just going long-term up.
Hold on for dear life.
Yeah,
Okay, I got
perfect.
that much.
Perfect.
I don't know much about
Oh,
it,
you
but I got that
you
much.
You got it.
What if I told you you were able to buy Bitcoin in your regular brokerage account? Do you have a stock account?
I do.
All right, if you were able to do it that way, would that have been a little bit easier?
Yeah.
What I do is I trade Bitcoin a different way, and I can make money if it goes up, and also make money if it falls. Okay, that's kind of unique. I mean, my unique situation is I actually can profit if I think crypto is going to go lower. My method does have a way of making money if crypto falls.
Okay.
So I'll show you a little bit about what I did, okay? In a brand new part of the market, so let me open up where I trade it. You can bet on it going higher, you can bet on it going lower. But I'm betting that my way makes maybe 5 or 10 times more money than your way.
I want to beat you.
I get that a
We'll
lot.
see what happens.
Margot, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. You have a wonderful afternoon.
Great. Well, thank you for
All
explaining
right,
it.
David, thank you very much.
Have a great day.
It's wonderful to see you. Thanks for doing this. Jackson, thank you so much.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Thank
We'll
you.
see how we're doing. Good luck with you.
sir.
I hope we're both right.
All right,
I just
we'll
hope
see.
I just hope I
We're
make more
both
than you.
up.
So Mac, thank you so much.
I'll say this: you've definitely got the more branded attire than I have.
That's
yeah.
cool. Dan, thank you very much,
Great
man.
to meet you.
All right, good to see you too.
Take care.
Sarah, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
I hope you enjoyed my little Bitcoin demonstration. Tell you, it sure was a lot of fun for me. But the real reason I decided to do it is to prove that investing in Bitcoin successfully doesn't have to be all that complicated, even when you're doing it for the very first time. You just saw it. This way of investing in Bitcoin is so simple, you could do it almost any time you want without using any complicated technology. And if I could execute this unusual crypto transaction while walking around Miami, imagine how much easier it gets when you can do it from the comfort of your own home. So how does it work? What I just showed you is a unique type of trading strategy that allows you to invest in Bitcoin. But you don't need diamond hands or use any of the other crypto tricks like stacking or swapping or airdrops or whatever the heck all that stuff means. What you need is a phone or a computer, a regular brokerage account, and really just about 3 seconds to execute this simple transaction. This is the perfect solution when you're looking to get into Bitcoin investing for the very first time, because it's an easy way to start diversifying your portfolio in no time flat. In these volatile markets, with the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the S&P up or down 3% or more on any given day, having a plan B to fortify your portfolio is more important than ever. However, this unusual way of investing in Bitcoin is so new Most people never even heard about it, let alone made money from it. It's possible to generate 205%, 333%, even 1,000% or more from Bitcoin in a short amount of time, even within just a couple of days. And I can play this as many times as I want. I mean, each day there are hundreds of ways to make money from Bitcoin simply by executing this 3-second financial maneuver. But the best thing about it, when you learn how this type of investing works, it's possible to make money even when Bitcoin goes down. Now let me show you. In November 2021, Bitcoin fell 28%. Now this was at a time when the new variant of the coronavirus, Omicron, was making all the headlines, and the markets responded. Which means if you had bought $1,000 of Bitcoin the regular way, you lost $280. Now on the other hand, if you had invested in Bitcoin my way, you would have made $2,050. That's a 205% hike. And that's not all. Later in December, Bitcoin fell another 20%. And to my knowledge, nothing special caused this drop. At the time, billionaire and hedge fund legend Ray Dalio announced he was getting into crypto for the very first time. In fact, most experts thought Bitcoin would take off. They were wrong. And once again, when everyone was losing money, my unusual Bitcoin technique would have made you 227%. In other words, had you invested in Bitcoin my way, you could have turned every $1,000 into $3,270. Or look at this chart from January 2022. Bitcoin nosedived more than 30%. However, had you used my crypto move and invested in Bitcoin my way, you'd have made 333%. That's enough to turn every $1,000 into $4,333. And as you've seen, this method works especially well when you're after the massive gains that only small cryptos can get you. Because even a small move in the Bitcoin price, up or down, gives you the chance to make a huge profit. For example, not long ago, over the course of 5 days, Bitcoin gained 10%. That means for every $1,000 invested in Bitcoin the regular way, you would have made $100. It's not bad. But had you invested Bitcoin my way, you'd have made 525%. That's 50 times more during the same time. So what would you rather make? $100 or $5,250? Really, it's up to you. But in a moment, I'll show you plenty of opportunities where you could have made even bigger gains from Bitcoin my way. And if you're wondering, how is that possible? Well, I'm here to tell you, it involves options. Now, there's a lot of misconceptions about options, but here's the thing. I don't trade options like everyone else. Most people use options to gamble in the markets. We don't gamble. But I figured out a way to use them to boost gains and fast track your retirement in a straightforward and low-risk way. In fact, I built my whole career around doing this. And thanks to the way that I trade options, I went from being born on a farm in Kansas to living in a beautiful home overlooking Silicon Valley. For over 20 years, I owned and ran a $200 million money management firm that specialized in trading options. Now, most of my clients were CEOs, entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, and other wealthy individuals. The account minimum was $250,000 in investable assets, but my clients trusted me with a whole lot more than that. One account I managed was worth $20 million, another as much as $30 million. And as far as I know, my company was the only one of its kind. You see, not only did we trade options, we were very successful at it. And that's because early on, I mastered how to trade options the way that they were intended to be used. And that is, options give you what's known as leverage, which means for every 1-point move in a stock, an options play could make you 5 to maybe 10 times more money. Now take a look at one of my Amazon trades from a few years back. I recommended 2 plays, a regular trade and an options play. And both of them made big gains. But the options play went up 300% in 14 days. That's 10 times as much as the regular stock trade in about half the time. In other words, all it takes is the underlying stock, and in this case it was Amazon, to move a few dollars up or down for the options trader to have a chance at huge profits. And sometimes even a tiny move of just a few cents can translate into a 1,000% plus gain for you. As you can see, with options, you can position yourself to make more money much faster than regular stocks, or even faster than Bitcoin. Now, speaking of Bitcoin, here's an example from not long ago. Bitcoin jumped almost 15% in 4 days. And that's not bad, right? But look at the options play. It went up 550%. That's 35 times more. And that's why when I hear somebody say options are reckless and risky, I know they don't know what they're talking about. And frankly, better than 99% of Americans are clueless about options, which is shocking when you consider that the world's largest financial firms like Goldman Sachs and BlackRock suggest everyone should use options in their portfolio, together with stocks and bonds. And in these uncertain times, options on stocks or other assets may be your hedge to the rest of your portfolio, giving you the opportunity to profit when stocks are falling. Of course, one of my favorite option techniques is the one that I just showed you in my video demonstration earlier with Bitcoin. Now, when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptos, I'm what they call a boomer, or that's at least what my sons like to call me. And it's true, I don't know the first thing about Bitcoin or the technology behind it. All I know is that Bitcoin is here to stay. And some of the biggest investors in the world, like Elon Musk, Mark Cuban, Kevin O'Leary, Ray Dalio, and even big institutional players like Morgan Stanley, MicroStrategy, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, and the world's largest hedge fund, Bridgewater Associates, they all went heavily in on Bitcoin and other crypto-related investments. In total, institutional investors hold $70 billion worth of Bitcoin. And Bloomberg expects Bitcoin's price to hit $400,000. So I certainly don't want to miss out. But I also don't want to spend weeks upon weeks setting up some complicated technology just to be able to buy some Bitcoin. And then worry about my crypto account getting hacked or losing access to my crypto wallet or forgetting my password or whatever other problem that comes up. My Bitcoin options technique gives you the chance to start profiting from one of the most exciting investment assets of the last decade without having to deal with all the complicated stuff involved with it, and without having to wait months and months while Bitcoin goes through one of its inevitable corrections. With my technique, it's possible to double your money or more in just a few short days. For example, on one occasion, you could have made 660% in 4 days. That's $6,600 for every $1,000 invested. But had you bought Bitcoin the regular way, you would have only made $140, 14%. Now another time, my Bitcoin technique could have returned 810% in 6 days. That's 45 times more than what you'd have made had you bought Bitcoin like everyone else does. And check this out. While Bitcoin fell 22% and everyone who bought it lost money, you could have pocketed a whopping 1,925% return in just a day. I mean, isn't that impressive? Had you invested in Bitcoin my way, you could have turned every $1,000 into $20,250. But that's not all. Just in the first 3 months of last year, you would have had at least 10 different opportunities to see triple-digit gains or more using my Bitcoin technique. I mean, see for yourself. It's 392% in 12 days, 525% in 5 days, 660% in 4 days, 876% in 4 days, and 1,925% in just 1 day. Now, obviously, I'm not saying you could have hit every one of these trades, but even one of them could have doubled your money many times over. And like I said, anybody can do this. It's as easy as a few clicks in your existing brokerage account. But remember, all these gains that I just showed you, I didn't pull them from the Bitcoin bull market back in 2017. They could be happening right now. You could start collecting those kinds of gains today. Now, what do you think? Are you ready to give it a try? To help you get started, I've put together all the details about how this Bitcoin options technique works. And I made it available for you as a special report called Bitcoin's 3-Second Challenge: How to Make 10 times more gains from a regular brokerage account. Now remember, this is a brand new way to make money from Bitcoin. Almost nobody knows about it. Even fewer people know how to take advantage of it. But I do. And in this report, I reveal all my secrets on how I trade Bitcoin with options. I'll give you a full breakdown of my technique. You'll discover why it's possible to generate 10 times the gains or more from Bitcoin even when cryptos are going down. And I'll show you how to trade Bitcoin using a single ticker, so you can try it out for yourself in no time at all. After you see how simple this strategy is, you'll understand why it's my favorite way to invest in Bitcoin. I'll tell you how to get this report in just a minute, but here's what I want you to understand. Bitcoin is just one of the assets that you can trade options on. Like I mentioned earlier, you can use them on stocks just as easily. In fact, options are a great way to amplify your returns very quickly and use them to boost your portfolio. And here's the best part. Just like with Bitcoin, you can position yourself to make money when stocks go up, down, or sideways. One of my former clients, an executive at Boeing, once said, "No matter whether the stock market is moving up or down, Jeff Clark somehow manages to find a strategy that works." How is that possible? Well, consider the Amazon example that I showed you earlier, where the option I recommended shot up 300% in 14 days. A few years after I recommended that trade, I recommended another reverse play. This time, instead of playing on Amazon going up, I realized the company was going to experience a short-term dive. I was right, and over the next 23 days, the stock fell by 17%. But the options play I recommended pulled in a 158% return. So in other words, when everyone who traded regular stocks lost 17%, had you used my options technique, you could have more than doubled your money. And remember the 2008 crash? For most people, it was the worst stock market experience in their lifetime. But not for me. Thanks to the options technique that I used, I had one of the best years of my career. And had you followed my advice, you could have doubled your money 10 different times. Check this out. 233% in 13 days on D.R. Horton. 211% in 3 days on Citigroup. 110% in 24 hours on the semiconductor holders. 490% in 25 days on Palomar Medical. 100% in 2 days on Petrobras. 250% in 14 days on Silver Wheaton. And this is part of my trading strategy, designed to put your retirement on the fast track. I use these techniques almost daily, both in my personal portfolio and to help those who follow my work. Now, sure, not every recommendation is going to be a jackpot, but so far, I've recommended more than 800 winners. And here's the coolest part. This strategy not only works on stocks or Bitcoin, it works on other assets too. Take gold, for example. I profited from gold many times in the past. In fact, it's one of my favorite options plays, and I can find gains no matter which direction gold is moving. Take a look at some of these results. 267% in 7 days on the Spider Gold shares, 100% in 22 days on Seabridge Gold, 76% in 12 days on Hecla Mining, 118% in 14 days on Glamis Gold, 39% in 4 days on Gold Corp, 129% in just 8 hours on the Gold Miners Fund. And what's more, I use the same technique to bank profits from Treasury bonds, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, you name it. The way I see it, options are the perfect vehicle to grow your retirement nest egg, because you could capture 10, 20, heck, even 30 years worth of gains in just a few weeks, a few days, or maybe even just a few hours. There's just no way to make such big gains with such low risk, and there's no way you can go from dreaming about the good life and actually living it, just by investing with your typical off-the-shelf buy and hold strategy. Now, the best part is, the gains are so potentially explosive, you can commit just a small part of your capital to start, and then ramp up as you gain confidence. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. With options, you can forget about looking at your computer screen till your eyes bleed out. There's no more chasing the latest hot trend and hoping that this time is the real deal. All you have to do is take a few clicks with your mouse or type a few numbers in on your phone, and your money could double, sometimes within hours. But like I said, 99% of Americans really have no idea how to trade options, let alone make any significant profits this way. So while I show you the ropes of professional options trading strategies, there is a second idea I'd like to put in your hands today, right away. It's basically a way for you to make loads of new capital just by trading 3 stocks over and over again using options. It doesn't even matter what these 3 stocks are doing. They can be soaring or dropping or just doing nothing, maybe taking a nap. With this 3-stock technique, you can make handsome gains in all market situations, usually within days or maybe even hours. For example, not long ago I used this method on GDX. It's a gold mining fund. You've probably seen that gold is in the news lately due to rising inflation and all the global uncertainty. I traded it 23 times over a 9-month period with a 95% success rate. I made gains like 15% in a few hours, 20% in a few hours, 23% in a few hours, 44% in 2 days, 45% in a few hours, and 112% in just 1 day. Of course, all investments are risky, so you shouldn't be betting more than you can afford to lose. But this is pretty much as simple as it gets. You can completely forget about 99% of the rest of the stock market and just play the 3 stocks over and over again. Here's another example. In April of 2020, I recommended another trade with one of my 3 stocks. Over the next 6 days, the stock itself jumped about 8%, and that's not too shabby for a stock to move 8% in 6 days. But over the same time period, the option that I recommended hiked to 86%. That's 10 times more money. I created another special report called the 3 Stock Retirement Blueprint. In it, I'll explain how this method works. I'll tell you which 3 stocks you should be focusing on right now, and I'll even show you exactly how to play them. I'll also reveal how to spot these fast money opportunities in advance, so you can apply this method to other stocks if that's what you want to do. Now, most of my recommendations limit your risk to what you pay for the option. But sometimes, and for a small percentage of my plays, if the trade goes against you, you might have to buy the shares of the underlying stock. Now, this might seem like a bad thing, but if you know what you're doing, and I do, these kinds of trades can still end up being very profitable. In fact, in this report, I'll show you examples where the outcome is exactly what you want it to be. And on top of that, I'll show you other ways to trade options like a pro with minimal risk and maximum returns. And when you combine them with my Bitcoin technique and my 3 stock blueprint, you'll have a winning plan for all sorts of market conditions. It really is the perfect 1-2 punch. You'll get a chance to chase gains from Bitcoin and ordinary stocks. Plus, you'll discover a simple way to calculate risk and reward for each trade before you make them, so you can stack the odds in your favor. And I'll walk you through the steps that you need to take to set up your brokerage account, so that you can start trading options on Bitcoin and other stocks in no time at all, maybe even a few minutes from now. But don't worry, you don't have to be a genius to start trading with options. I mean, heck, I taught my teenage son how to trade options a couple of years ago. Usually, all it takes is a few mouse clicks and you're ready to go. And if history is any sort of a guide, you could be doubling your money within a few days of making your first trade. I want to send this second special report called the 3 Stock Retirement Blueprint to you today, free of charge. Together with my other special report, Bitcoin's 3-second challenge, how to make 10 times more gains from a regular brokerage account. Now, both are chock full of important details you'll need to start using options and be well on your way to retiring wealthy. And when I say details, I don't just mean a ticker symbol and some vague description. These are my trading secrets that I refuse to share with Wall Street. Investment banks and financial firms, including Merrill Lynch, contacted me about the information that's included in these reports. In late October 2008, during one of my hot streaks, even CNBC wanted to get me on to talk about my secrets on live TV. But I turned all of them down. You see, I get much more satisfaction out of showing ordinary folks like you how to secure their future. However, in these 2 special reports, I'll tell you exactly how I play options on stocks and on Bitcoin and how you can do it too. And just to be clear, these 2 reports, Bitcoin's 3-second challenge, how to make 10 times more gains from a regular brokerage account, and the 3 stock retirement blueprint, they aren't available anywhere else. You're not going to find them on Amazon or eBay or at your local bookstore. The only way you can get these 2 reports is through my offer today. And I'll explain the unique reason why in just a moment. There's a huge benefit for you. I'll even show you how to profit from a market crash just like I did back in 2008. And when you learn how to start trading like I do, you're not going to fear market downturns anymore. Like I said, I had one of my best trading years during the 2008 market turmoil. I'll explain how I did it and show you the strategies that I use. I want to send all this valuable information to you today. So what's the catch? Well, look, I know what it's like to struggle financially. I wasn't born into a rich family. My father and his father before him were farmers. But I was lucky to figure out a way to make a lot of money trading options, just like I showed you. And during all of these years, I've helped a lot of rich people get even richer. But let me tell you, there's nothing more satisfying to me than showing regular folks how to get wealthy. And that's what I want to accomplish today. If you'll let me, I want to show you how to reach your financial goals too. Now, I know all this stuff about options is probably new to you, because if you're like most people, you've been told options are hard and options are risky and that you better stay away from them. But I'm telling you, that's simply not true. I know for a fact that anyone can learn the right way to use options and make great returns from them. Others who came before you have reported they had great success this way.
Jeff, thanks. I joined this and wasn't disappointed. You clearly explain options better than I've ever had it explained. You are clearly an expert at what you do, but yet humble, and I really like your training videos. Your advice is clearly not the fake get-rich-quick stuff, but sensible, financially sound advice. Patrick W.
Hi Jeff, what a week! Your guidance through this volatility is fantastic. I had my best week yet trading with you. Dave W.
I was a broker at a major warehouse for nearly 50 years. I want to compliment Jeff Clark for having a readable, great service. Michael C.
Now, I don't know your personal situation, so I can't guarantee how much you could make this way. But remember, you only need to put a small portion of money into these plays. Even $100 is enough to get started. And to prove it to you, I want to invite you to try my premium research service. It's called Jeff Clark Trader. It's a monthly research newsletter. Every month, I'll send you my latest trading ideas with full in-depth analysis. And I'll show you how to use my options techniques to get your retirement growing fast. I'll also send you updates on the trade recommendations as we need them throughout the month. I'll tell you when to get in and notify you when it's time to get out. Now, my aim is to teach you options trading the right way. Remember, we're not gambling. And to show you how to get maximum profits out of positions. Now, obviously, there's no such thing as a risk-free investment, and that includes my strategy. But I can see no reason why you couldn't start making 3 times, 5 times, heck, even 10 times more returns using my technique. In fact, over 100,000 everyday people have already had a chance to try my methods, and they're regular Americans just like you. People like Brad J., who says he recorded a profit of $40,000 one week and another $50,000 the week before that, all thanks to my recommendations. Or Jerry R., who says he went on to make over $300,000 by following my method. Now, I know people learn things in different ways. Some folks prefer reading, while others retain information better when they watch videos or listen to recordings. For this reason, I want to send you something else that I think you're going to like. It's my video training series. You see, one of my specialties is teaching. I was once hired by a California university to teach options trading to MBA students. And when I ran my options trading firm, I also trained over 1,000 people to become licensed stockbrokers. Some of them ended up working for firms like Merrill Lynch or Paine Webber. Now, I'm not a genius, but there are 2 things that I know how to do better than anyone else. One is making money with options, and the other is teaching other people how to do the same thing. In fact, some of these folks happily paid thousands of dollars to learn it from me. But today, thanks to this 8-part video training series that I created, you can get the same kind of education. But make no mistake, this is high-end MBA quality material. And to my knowledge, you won't find this kind of education anywhere else. I'll teach you how to make money in bull and bear markets, how to manage risk without eliminating your gain potential, why options can be much better and safer than penny stocks, how to predict where a stock is headed next, and so much more. One of my readers, Jim W., said that before he found me, he traded with limited success. And he was an executive in the financial services industry. So naturally, I was very pleased when he told me, "Your training has given me the foundation to invest with confidence and humility." Now, I'll never get tired of saying that options can be very, very easy. You can get up to this speed in just a matter of minutes. And if you have a brokerage account already, it's very easy to get approved. In most cases, all you need to do is to fill out a 1-page form. Now, these training videos, together with your special reports, Bitcoin's 3-second challenge, how to make 10 times more gains from a regular brokerage account, and the 3-stock retirement blueprint, will show you how to get started trading like a pro in just a matter of minutes. Just click the button on the screen to see all the details. Now, of course, Now the only thing left is to find the right trades. But I've done that for you too. When you subscribe to my service, Jeff Clark Trader, you'll get the best options plays I can find delivered to your inbox every month. And you won't have to pay thousands of dollars for it. So how much does it cost? Well, not nearly as much as you might think. I'll even give you 60 days to try out Jeff Clark Trader. If you find that it's not right for you, I'll give you a full refund, and I'll even let you keep your special reports as a thank you for just trying my service. When you take a subscription to my Jeff Clark Trader service, here's everything you get today. You get 1 full year of Jeff Clark Trader. It's a $199 value. As a new subscriber, you'll receive my latest set of recommendations and research immediately. Then around the 4th Monday of the month, you'll receive my latest trade recommendation. Sometimes maybe even more than one, as well as my full analysis of why and how I picked them. My objective is to find the fastest, least risky trade opportunities that I can. And sometimes it takes a little more patience to dig them up, which means my recommendations may not always arrive at the exact same day every month. But whether you hear from me a couple of days early or a couple of days late, it's always because I spotted a trade recommendation with the maximum chance for a quick windfall. You'll get special report number 1, Bitcoin's 3-second challenge, how to make 10 times more gains from a regular brokerage account. This is a full breakdown on how to use options to trade Bitcoin with just one ticker, just like I showed you earlier. You'll finally see how straightforward it could be to profit from Bitcoin simply by using my favorite option technique. Special report number 2, the 3-stock retirement blueprint. This report will give you all the details about the 3 stocks you should be focusing on right now and how to play them. Plus, I'll explain how to play options to amplify your stock returns in a matter of weeks or maybe even days. I'll even walk you through how to set up your brokerage account if you don't already have one. You'll get the video training series. And like I said, this guide and video series are not available anywhere else. The only way you can get this MBA quality training is through this special offer. Now this is a total value of nearly $800, but you get all this valuable information for free just by subscribing to Jeff Clark Trader. Simply click the button on the screen to get all the details. And like I mentioned, people have paid me tens of thousands of dollars for my advice, but you won't have to pay me nearly as much. Here's how little Jeff Clark Trader will cost you. The full price for Jeff Clark Trader is $199 a year. But for a limited time, you can get a full year of Jeff Clark Trader for an introductory price of just $19. I mean, that comes out to less than a cup of coffee per day. And when you consider how quickly options can deliver gains for you, you can make that back in a matter of minutes. But you have 60 days to try it out and see if Jeff Clark Trader is right for you. Take all the time you need. Have a look around and see what you think of it. And if for some reason Jeff Clark Trader is not for you, heck, that's okay. Just call our customer service team and they'll give you a full refund of your subscription cost. And you still get to keep all the special reports as a thank you. But if you're like my thousands of other subscribers, I think you're going to be more than satisfied. So don't delay. Over the next few months, you're going to have several opportunities to make 3 times, 5 times, even 10 times your money or more from Bitcoin and other stocks. So if you're at all interested, now is the time to give Jeff Clark Trader a try. After all, you have nothing to lose, but so much to gain. Click the button below and get started. Thank you so much for watching.